Welcome to another edition of the Jamie Strong Show. I'm your host, and we have another great show for this evening. We are sitting with the cast of our new film, The Hitting. And we're going to start from the left to our right to introduce these guys with their name and their character's name.
Hi, I'm Marlo Scheitler, and I'm going to be playing Caldonia Butler.
I'm Beth Felice. I play the part of Ruthie.
I'm Eric Martinez, and I'm playing Josh Bigsby.
I'm Courtney Duncil, and I'm playing Elma Bigsby.
All right, so let's start like this. All right, I met, well, all you guys I've never worked with except for Marlo. We worked together in a film called Alimony Guy, and you played a reverend. Now, let's kind of get some backstories with everybody. Now, how many films have you done before we met with Alimony Guy? And this was in 2016 or 17? I can't remember.
It was 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I don't know.
And we called you like on the spot, like we need you like the next couple of days or so.
It was really quick.
Make sure you put your mic up to your mouth, please. Yes.
It was really quick. I'm not sure how many films I had done. I want to say 10 or 12 maybe then,
Wow.
at that time.
And what, like features? I mean, like features, lead, supportive, background.
No, supportive and background. Yeah, a lot of my work has been background.
Right.
So I'm trying to get into more lead stuff.
Got you. And that was actually maybe like the second time I tried my hand at a comedy, and it was really slapstick type comedy. It was really crazy. And I remember when I met you, I didn't think. Also, again, I didn't think you would be right for the part because the part was for a really, offbeat type of reverend. But you definitely proved me wrong. Yeah.
That was a fun thing to do.
Right.
The Reverend was an interesting character. She was a little bit, shall I say, some people would describe her as ghetto a little bit.
Right.
So she was fun to play.
She had a little bit of an attitude, yeah, the way you played it. Yeah, it was very funny though. Yeah. All right, now Beth, I think I saw a photo of you guys in Facebook. I think I saw you guys together in a photo. Is that right?
I think which film did we do?
I am not sure because lately we've been hanging out at a lot of acting things together, like CFC. So I know we see each other at professional things and socially, but I cannot remember what we've done.
It was
together.
probably a CFC meeting, but I know that you and I shot something about 1.5 years ago. And for the life of me, it's a blur.
Really? Y'all working too
Like,
much, man.
everybody here, when Eric came onto set, I was like, we've worked together. Wait a minute.
So how many films have you done so far?
I just started back in the industry about 4 years ago. So about 15, 16 now I'm up to, plus commercials.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So is it any genre that you do mostly, or are you kind of over the board?
No, I've been across the board.
Really?
I love comedies.
Really? Wow.
But nobody casts me in comedy.
You're so funny.
I mean, you really have that serious look, though, almost a suspense, dramatic type. That's just what I'm seeing.
I get the mean ones. I get the mean parts typically.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You look like, you look like you could pretty, yeah.
I do.
Can I say this with respect? You look like you could be a mean bitch in a movie. You have that strength. You have that maybe it's the confidence, maybe what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And your headshot is really, really confident, really bold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. Well, that explains a heck of a lot. Then I need a different headshot because
Wow.
I'm getting all the mean judges and you name it. You name it.
Have you ever done any theater work? Or was it all film?
No, I started out in theater. I did theater for about 10 years and stopped when I had kids. And now my middle one is a professional actor. So when he went into film and TV work, I said, oh, dude, my parents did it, but I didn't do it. Right. So I'll study with you. And I ended up started getting jobs right after that. And I said, oh, Mom will be doing it with you. So we've actually done a few like 2 industrials together already.
So I have to ask all actors who do both, which would you prefer if you had to choose one, theater or film?
Film is much more forgiving. I did theater 1 year ago after a very long hiatus, and it was.
It's intense.
It is intense, yeah. One person misses a line, and you've got 500 people watching. So,
right. You said that about film?
No,
or theater.
Live theater. Live theater is much more intense. I'd say these days, I love them both, but I'd go film. Go film, yeah.
Right. To me, it's like, I don't know. I guess because I'm a filmmaker, moments mean so much to me. And because I'm into film, those moments to me are more important than almost anything else in the process of filming. So when in theater, you have that moment, that beautiful moment, and you will never see it again.
Exactly.
Ever. You will never feel that again. So that bothers me. I know that you guys appreciate those moments and you respect them, but it's hard for me, you know, to let that go, that I'll never see that moment again.
Yeah.
Does that not bother you at all doing theater?
You know, especially because I did comedy for so many years, doing theater comedy, that to me was a blast because that stayed with me. I could still remember the laughter. Film I had to get used to because it was, you know, okay, it was filmed and then, you know, 2 years later, you finally get to see it. But yeah, the fact that it's forever is just amazing to me. I love that. I love that. You can relive the moment again.
Over and over. You know, sometimes I watch some of my films over and over, you know, so much I'll just get sick of them and never watch them again. I'll come back like 2 or 3 years later. Wow. But I definitely rewind. I love moments, man. All right, Courtney. So what have you done prior to this film right here?
I've done a bunch of things as well. I did a commercial for a power company up in the DC area. I've done a couple movies. I've got a couple movies that are kind of pending, getting ready to come out. I've done a lot of short films. Gosh, what else? You know, I did some stuff, like I was on an episode of Homeland as background and things like that.
So. What, you used to watch Homeland? We probably saw a couple episodes together, right.
Yeah. I was in a big courtroom scene on that show. Right. So.
Right. You did one episode in Homeland?
I did, yeah.
And where did they shoot that? Was that here?
It was right near Queens College. It was supposed to be a big courtroom scene, and it had Mandy Patinkin in it. Yeah.
Wow. So what is the biggest difference that you've noticed from shooting like a big production to smaller productions, like the shorts that you've done and other small features?
You know, I like the smaller ones, honestly, because the bigger ones, it's all about kind of hurry up and wait. I feel like, you know, it's just always kind of, you know, you sit around and wait all day and then, you know, you finally go in for your scene and it's just, there's so much going on. I feel like you don't get quite as much of the kind of the feeling of the digging deep into the characters.
Yeah, I can see smaller sets being more personal. Yeah, for the actors and the crew, I can kind of see that being more personal, being more heartfelt as you're working on that process.
It is.
Yeah, I know some sets it's hard to even get in touch with the director and talk to him, and you know, but you know, smaller budgets, you can just probably sit down and have lunch with the guy.
Definitely.
You know, talk about certain things. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I do love as a director, being able to, you know, being approachable and talking with crew members and cast members to make sure we kind of get on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, Mr. Eric Martinez.
Yes.
My wife's maiden name is Martinez, man. So I hope y'all not related, but Eric Martinez.
It's a good name. It's good people.
You wouldn't happen to be Cuban, would you?
I'm not.
My wife is Cuban. What are you?
I'm from Albuquerque originally, and so I've been in North Carolina about 10 years, and so it's kind of one thing. My dad's family's been in Albuquerque for so many generations, but he's European Spanish, and then my mom is French and German, and so it's kind of a big mix.
Wow.
We were discussing this on when we got together, about, you know, backgrounds.
When I saw your picture, and then I saw your name, I said, wait a minute, that doesn't really match up. Because I thought you were a typical white guy. That's what I thought when I saw you. I saw Martinez, like, wow, that definitely don't match up.
I try to be a lot of things.
Right,
I'm like,
definitely.
what do you need for your movie and your commercial? I can be that.
Right. Definitely. So tell us a little bit about your...
Sure. So I grew up in theater, so I started around 4. My mom got me in right away. And so I grew up in theater, musicals, and did opera for many years.
Really?
And then... and I loved that, but at the same time, it was I wanted something more real and current and topical, and so that's when about 5 years ago I transferred over to film and commercial and stuff, and so it's been a great transition. Yeah, I love it.
So have you done any features?
I've done a few, just small roles in features. I've done a lot of commercials and industrials, a lot like Beth, and that's where we actually met in Atlanta on an industrial. Right. And
so this is your first co-lead?
Yeah, in a movie. Yes, I've done a few pilots, TV shows and stuff like that, but never a full feature. Right. As in the lead role. Yeah.
Any pilots that we've probably heard any buzz about, rumors?
No, I wish. No, but there was some good material, but it's competitive. So just keep trying. Yeah. It's kind of the name of the game, right?
Right. And how long have you been in the business? I didn't get that from you.
So acting in terms of 5 years. So that's 5 years ago I transitioned to doing camera work.
Right. So I have to ask you, which do you prefer, theater or film?
It's very different, and what I love about theater is you get that engagement with the audience,
Right.
and you get that connection.
Immediate.
Yeah, but what
immediate
I'll tell you,
engagement.
what I love about film is kind of similar. Is like those small moments. You can't do that on theater unless you're in a very small theater.
Right.
But it's those, it's those things behind the eyes, those memories, those thoughts,
Right.
those dreams.
Right.
You can't see that on theater,
Right.
and so I love that in film. So it's
Never
those
thought about that,
deep
right?
things that-
Yeah, I guess when film, you have the backstory in your mind. You try to put it in your heart, and you use. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. So with theater, you wouldn't approach it the same way. I'm assuming.
You would, but you wouldn't see the fine details. You could show it, but you wouldn't. The audience, sitting 20, 100 rows back would
Right.
never see those little twinkles in your eyes, or the
Right.
blushing, or
Right.
those little fine things that
Right.
make a moment.
Right. And yeah, that's one thing about film too. Is like I heard I was talking about that I appreciate is that when you're looking at film, also, in the theaters, you're looking at these big 200 feet images in this theater, and now everybody at home have 6-inch TVs. So it's also harder to lie in film because
Absolutely.
your image is so big, they can tell when you're lying.
Oh, yeah.
They can just tell. They can your eyes, your expressions around your eyes, your mouth, everything,
Yep.
every movement that your face makes. They can tell that you're lying.
Yep.
And that's something that I really, really pay attention to as a filmmaker. And that's something that I, especially actors who've done theater, to try to make sure that they, are aware of that, because it's so much bigger in theater. The acting is so much bigger, but in film it's way down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, theater, you push it out. And I remember when I first switched to film, I had a teacher that went, "Stop pushing through the eyes."
Wow.
Because I was so trained to do that
yeah.
in theater.
Wow.
But yeah, I love that about film because the acting is so much more organic.
Right.
And you have to
So-
really feel it.
Right. I'm curious. So how would you not push through the eyes? That really, I love the way that sounds. But I'm trying to figure out what that means exactly as a filmmaker. Are you guys familiar with that saying, that term?
Not that
Not
saying
push-
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
that's
do
a-
feel like
I've
with
never
theater,
heard
you have
that
to
before.
sort of almost, it's a little bit more artificial because you sort of have to indicate a little bit more to make it bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely pull back more with
Right.
film, but
Right,
everything's
right.
through the eyes, whether
Right.
it's film or theater.
So I'm assuming like what you're talking about, like for example, if you see something that is scary or something that is emotional to you, instead of showing every emotion through your eyes, relax your eyes and showing other ways, maybe your body movement or not
Yeah.
necessarily your eyes, trying to convince the audience I'm scared or I'm afraid.
Well, it's funny, yeah, because in theater, I mean, you had to project that
Right.
you were afraid.
Right.
And
Because
the-
that person can't see you as
Yeah.
well as this
Exactly,
person.
Exactly.
exactly.
Right,
So
right.
it's a whole different technique. And I
Right.
noticed with film, all you have to do is feel it.
Right.
And if you're feeling it, it just naturally comes out through the eyes. You don't
Right.
have to do the big,
Right.
Not only-
yeah, it comes out as fake.
Not
Right.
only that, film has other things that help you out. You have a score. You have, your
Definitely, right.
costuming can be different
Right.
and maybe
Sure.
better and maybe
Makeup.
ramped up. You have
Yeah, like
special
Keisha
effects.
hooking you up, right,
Exactly.
right.
So there's a little bit more to it. It's a little bit more bare bones on the
Right,
stage. So sometimes that's the nuances aren't there in that way.
Right, right. So have you guys ever done theater?
Yes.
I have.
You
I
have?
mean, the first
Oh.
thing I ever did in high school was theater, and then I did a script in hand production up in Davidson. That was maybe about 5 or 6 years ago.
Really? But is that what you started in theater? Or?
Yeah, I guess you could say I started with that, and then
Okay.
I've quickly, over the last probably 5 years or so, I've mostly done exclusively film stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you plan on going back to do theater?
I don't. It's a good energy in theater, but I think it is very intense. I just seem to prefer film. I like
Right.
the subtext and the nuances and all
Right,
that.
right. What about you, Mother?
I love both film,
Really?
I
Did-
love movies.
Did you start in
television,
theater or
and
did you start in film?
I think I started in film. I didn't do a lot of theater in high school or film. I did everything as an adult. I got into
Right.
the industry completely by accident through my daughters that did things. But right now I'm in 3 plays. So
Really?
I do film
Wow,
and
that's
theater at the same time. Yeah.
So if you make sure you put your microphone
sorry.
up, right? So if you had to choose, which one would you choose? If you had to choose right now,
I'd probably choose film.
really, and you would choose.
Film.
Everybody would choose film.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question that a lot of thespians would probably get pissed off at me asking, but is it possible that theater is a dying breed of actors? Is that dying?
Oh, I hope not.
Absolutely
Yeah, I was
not.
gonna say I
No.
hope not.
I hope
Absolutely
that never
not.
happens.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to piss anybody off now. So definitely not a dying.
I think it's a valid question because it's I think as people want to be instantly gratified with their entertainment, those kind of things where people have to kind of wait for things to happen. You can't fast forward through them. You can't do those things. I think it's a question, but I think people still want to be involved, and I think when you're in a theater, you kind of get involved in the whole atmosphere of what's going on. And so I think I definitely hope not. And yeah.
I hope not, but I'm wondering if the next generation. I literally was at a live performance 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm going, what the heck is that sound? And there's a 5-year-old in back of me playing a video right behind my head. I'm like, dude, we're in row 3. There's a huge production. It was a big musical. Wow. And I'm like, my gosh, are the kids now so used to video that they don't realize there's an entire show going on with real people right in front of them? Yeah. So I hope it's not a dying art. I hope that the arts never leave the schools so that kids are still involved and still appreciate it.
Right. I mean, it's something about theatrical actors, man. I don't know. It's just like John Lithgow. People and Anthony Hopkins.
Broadway, I think right now, John Lithgow.
He is. Right. And Anthony Hopkins. I mean, those guys. Those guys. They just, theater and stage just come through their blood. The way they just speak and deliver their lines. Oh, I love that stuff. I do sometimes feel like it is a dying love. It is something that's dying, like libraries. I think eventually will shut down. Unfortunately, I think they will possibly. But I love actors who come from stage because they live and breathe this stuff. I mean, it's amazing, like those old days of Hollywood, oh my God, I love watching those old movies because the acting is so different than it is now. The respect for the acting is so different,
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times you do movies now, everybody is just basically trying to get from point A to point B.
Yep.
That's what a movie is nowadays.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think they value the process, not just the end product.
Right.
And that's the
process.
Therein lies the difference.
Yes.
And I think it is a valid question, but I think it kind of reminds me of music and concerts. Like there's something about live performance.
Right.
Absolutely.
With the stage play and with the concert. You can listen to the radio all you want. You can listen to a record or I'm dating myself.
Right.
CD.
But are we?
But there's
But
nothing
are we
like
old
going to
fogies
see
fulfilling
them.
that way, though? I mean, are we old fogies fulfilling that way? Do our kids feel that way about theater? Do they feel like it's a waste of time?
No.
Anybody have kids? I know you have 2 girls,
I have 2 girls, and
Anybody have kids?
they go to live
No kids, no kids.
music.
You have a kid?
3.
3 kids?
Well, 6 actually.
What's the ages?
25 down to 13.
Okay, and your girls?
My 22 and 18.
And your girls, they respect theater?
My 22-year-old went to see Hamilton in New York in July. Her quote was, "It changed my life. It is everything."
That's great.
She loves live performance.
But is that because her mom's an actress and she kind of a little bit?
I
is
think
that possible? No.
I think Hamilton did something that other things haven't, and I think that's the lesson is that it transcended generations, it transcended interest, it made people go see.
But was that just an exception though? Because you said it was a little bit.
I think it's an exception based on the material, but it's not an exception based on the human experience. I think what we all want is that connection, that somebody speaking to us in a way we understand it.
So for the most part, we're not getting that, you think?
I think so. I think people
So we're getting a bunch of junk around.
I wouldn't say junk. I just think people haven't adapted to what people, I think we all still have the same basic needs of being entertained and being part of something like that. But I think what he did, Lin-Manuel, is that he connected in a way that other people need to learn from and connect. Because I think that's how it's changed, the way we connect with people.
Right. Yeah. I definitely feel that makes the experience even much better.
Oh, yeah.
That connection that you have. Now your kids, are they interested at all right now at this point in theater?
I have my middle son did nothing but theater for a few years before he switched to film.
Okay.
I have an older one that literally refuses to go to theater with me. But maybe tickets to Hamilton will change that because my youngest just had her 14th birthday party this past weekend, and I survived it. But it was amazing because I'm listening and I'm going, did they just put on the score for Hamilton? Because I had pop music play that they could dance to. They literally played the entire score of Hamilton at the birthday, and they knew every word. So I think it's right. I mean, you think of the first performances, we don't see, 500 years ago, theater was completely different than it was 100 years ago. And the tastes have changed. So
so different but so similar.
So similar.
Theater's one of the things that changes. So it's like the country. You go there 30 years later,
slowly.
it's exactly the same. So it's so similar.
Yeah, but film has changed. Like as you said, the old
Film
films.
there's nothing similar, right, about film now
Right.
than 40 years ago. It's totally different. Yeah.
Exactly. Even the action films from 50 years ago,
Yeah.
they were almost like plays because it would be one camera for a long time on
Yeah.
this.
Right.
And now it's like I literally fell asleep during an action movie last week with my sons because it was like every shot was 1 second.
Oh,
So
Right.
it was like,
Right.
Yeah, you didn't have enough to even get.
yeah, I could.
Right. And I
couldn't
noticed,
absorb it.
I noticed a scene, one shot would last so much longer in those older films than they do now. Like you're talking about those 3 seconds. 3 seconds is usually the number per shot you see in a movie or a television show. 3 seconds is the number.
Yes.
But Hitchcock did a movie, I forgot the name of it. He did a movie, the opening scene was like 15 minutes, just that one shot. It was 15 minutes long. And he said he would have made it longer had they made the reels longer. But he said, so back in those days, to me, because of that, back in those days, I am led to believe that the actors, I don't know, they just approach film different than the way actors do now. It's like now actors expect to cut every few seconds. I don't have to know all of this dialogue. I don't understand the character that much in detail that the director's going to cut and slice here and there.
Sure.
And I've had that problem before with actors. They will only learn part of their lines with that in mind. That it's going to be cut, and they just do, each cut like that.
Yeah.
Right. So now with you guys, I hope that you guys, because I had an actor, he walked off set because he didn't memorize lines. Are you guys pretty good at memorizing your lines? You feel comfortable with that, or you looking forward to those cuts to kind of stop and help you get from line to line?
I like doing the flow, just running through it.
Right.
And I think that's why the older actors didn't have a problem with it because they all came from theater.
They came from theater.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that's right. Right. That's where they came from. Right. Right. So going to film is completely easy for those guys. Yeah.
And when you come from theater too, talking about the old guys and a lot of the great actors we have now, like you mentioned, Anthony Hopkins or John Lithgow or even Denzel Washington, he was heavy theater before he came to film. Those guys, I don't think it's accident that they're great on film. But
I agree.
Part of it is that, on the one hand, as you said, if somebody messes up your dialogue, it's not as forgiving because it's not film and you can't cut. But at the same time, the audience doesn't know your dialogue, so you can keep going and you can catch back the flow or continue a flow. You're
It's a
not
creative
expected
moment.
to have
That's a perfect creative
a
moment
safety
as an
net.
actor to figure out how to get around that mistake, how to fix that.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful creative moment. For
Right.
an actor.
So
Yeah.
you have some tools in your toolbox,
Right.
so to speak.
Right.
You're not expecting the director to cut it.
Right, right, yeah. And that I love actors with that mindset. That's why I love working with theater actors, because that mindset, they come in, into the movie expecting to just go through it. I love that. I love those kind of takes. I just love that. And also in editing, it makes it so much easier for me, as far as the editing is concerned with that kind of stuff. Yeah. Now, as far as memorizing lines, everybody good with that? Everybody safe with that?
Yeah, and I don't memorize everybody else's lines, but I record them and I listen to them. So I do know everybody's lines because I just think to me it's too hard to just memorize only my lines because then, you have to be prompted by the other person talking.
Right.
And so I naturally just learn everybody's lines.
Right.
And I just wanted to say real quick, to me with the theater thing, there's nothing quite like seeing some of the greats on Broadway. I think, you see them on film and you can appreciate it, but seeing somebody like Helen Mirren or somebody like that, you're
Love
just
that.
like,
Oh, she's
wow.
beautiful. Yeah,
Just to
she's
be
beautiful.
in the presence of her acting, it's just kind of amazing.
Yeah. I'm happy you mentioned her. Oh, she's
I love her.
Yeah,
She's
she
poetry
did
in
Red.
motion.
I love
Yeah.
her in Red. Well, yeah, it was Red 2 she was in. Well, did she do both 1 and 2?
She did.
Both 1
Yeah.
and 2. Oh, she's a beautiful actress.
Yeah.
Beautiful actress. Now, because I had an actress. Even in my first movie, I had an actress. She's a seasoned actress. I was excited to have her. Halfway through the shoot, she would say 2 or 3 lines, and she'd be like, lying. Every few minutes, she would just line. She just didn't know her lines, and that was aggravating. Yeah. You're watching the Jamie Strong Show. This is the cast of The Hitting, the film that's about to come out this year sometime. We'll let you know. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mark Soper,
And I'm Joy Hall from the movie Devotion.
and when we're not filming, we're at home watching the Jamie Strong Show.
Every second and fourth Saturday
at 6 p.m. only.
on Access 21.
Welcome back to the program. You're watching the Jamie Strong Show, and we left off talking with the cast about some of the things they've done in the past, and we're going to start back here with Marlo about a couple of things that you've done that you did in the past in film.
I've done some local stuff, TV shows that were filmed like Banshee and Homeland, Under the Dome.
How many episodes in Homeland?
I filmed about 4 episodes on
Really?
Homeland.
What
Yeah.
parts did you have? Was it background or?
Mainly background. One episode was a big episode where they blew up the CIA headquarters, and I played a widow. And my daughter actually filmed that episode, and she was the daughter of one of the CIA
Oh, really? Wow.
agents that got
Wow.
blown up.
Yeah, and I actually loved that show when it was out. I really did. I was hoping it would last. That's it's based off of Stephen King's a novel that he wrote, correct? Under the Dome.
Oh,
Based
I
off
was
Stephen
talking
King.
about Homeland.
Oh, I'm thinking about Under the Dome. I'm sorry,
Right.
but you did do Under the Dome also,
Right, and
which
that
is,
was shot. That's shot. That particular episode that Under the Dome is shot in the Wilmington area.
Okay.
South Park.
right.
Southport actually is.
And
where
that's
we
Stephen
filmed
King.
it.
That one.
Yes, that
Right.
is, and that
So-
was a fun shoot.
So you did about 4 Homeland. How many Under the Dome did you do?
I just did 2 Under the
2.
Dome. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was
and
that experience like?
It was
the
very
Dome?
interesting because, and I've never watched Under the Dome, but there's In the Dome and Out of the Dome, and
Right.
I was in the Dome, which is very secretive.
Yeah, I watched it.
So that was really cool. So I need to watch the show.
Right.
But Homeland was fun to shoot on, and I figured out I shot the same episode that Courtney shot. too.
Yeah.
In Homeland?
Yeah, it was
You
a big
did.
one where Saul testified in front of Congress for
Yeah.
some hearings.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, and then I did a feature film, War Room, that was very popular, a Christian movie. A lot of people know me from that.
It's a Christian film?
Yes, called
Sounds
War
familiar,
Room by
War
the
Room.
Kendrick brothers.
Right. Sounds very familiar.
And also a movie that I shot in 2010 called Blood Done Sign My Name. It was a true story.
I've met a lot. I mean, everybody. Yeah, I've met a lot of people who've done that.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a great one to film
Right.
on. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, I worked with a few people. Jack Stetcher, he was in that one, and a few other people that I worked with. A lot of people. Yeah, I've done maybe like 16, 17 features so far that we've done, and like over half of them, some people have been in Blood Doesn't Sign My Name.
Yeah, that was a great one to
What
film
year
on.
was that?
We filmed it in 2009, and it came out in 2010. And it has a special place in my heart because my girls filmed on it. They were very young then, but how many people can say they filmed when they grow up and I have grandchildren? I can say I was in a movie with your moms.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
So
it.
let me ask you this, Eric. I don't want to ask everybody this, but what was it that got you into acting in the first place, guys?
Oh, so it was 4 years old. It was a school play called How Elephants Got Their Trunks.
Okay.
And so the first elephant to get his trunk was the baby elephant. So I was that baby elephant at 4 years old. Wasn't even in school yet. My mom used to volunteer with the school, and so she got me into it. And so I was that first baby who she was a crocodile. Crocodile grabs my nose and trying to pull me into the water to eat me. The elephants are pulling me back and forth. Nose grows. I was the first elephant that got his trunk. Yeah. And
Now, were you actually bitten at that moment? Were you still, being pushed by mom or?
oh no, I think she already knew. I mean,
Really?
I was one of those kids that we'd have contractors over, and I'm like, let me sing you a song.
Wow.
Let me dance for you. Yeah, I was always.
I was sort of that kid too. Wow, that's funny,
I was always.
man.
I mean, I have some
Yeah.
crazy memories of the things I sang. I don't want to mention them, but yeah, I just
Mention at least one.
Oh gosh, I remember. I remember this guy was replacing our carpet, and he
Okay.
was probably like, "Oh my gosh, kid, shut up!" But I was just like, "Let me sing you another song," and I was just standing over him, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings, brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother. Yeah.
Really? Did you get on his nerves?
Problem. I'm sure I did, but it was funny because I was very much an indoor kid. I was always reading and always
Right.
in theater performing, and my brother was very much an outdoor kind of kid.
Right.
So we probably didn't see each other a whole lot. But yeah, he's still in Albuquerque with my whole family. Yeah,
Wow.
still very close there.
How much younger is he to you?
Oh, just 2 years younger.
Really?
Yeah, we're very 2 years, 2 months, and like a couple of days.
Wow.
Yeah, we're very close in age.
Really? You guys still best friends? Still close?
I wouldn't say we were as kids. We were definitely not best friends. We were two boys, and
Right.
we fought like crazy. I say we're pretty close now.
Really?
Yeah, we talk every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Courtney, what got you started in this business?
It was a very similar thing to Eric. I was obsessed with TV shows, and I used to try to emulate like everything that I saw. First, when I was about 2 years old, it was Wonder Woman, and I had to have like everything. Like I'd make my mother get like everything. Like I had the underoos, and then I made her like make me these elastic like armbands so I could like imitate her. I had to have it like precisely. There was that. There was Annie. I used to go around singing like for anybody, which was kind of crazy because then I felt like I got shy after that. But I'd make my mom take me to see Annie like 10 times. I was that way with Popeye. So, and you know, back then you had to go to the theater.
Robin Williams, Popeye?
Yeah. So yeah, back then, I mean, that was like, we didn't even have HBO, so we had to like go to the theater to see it every time. So I just from a young age, like really got into characters.
So what was the first thing you did as far as acting is concerned? What was the first thing you did?
It actually really wasn't until high school I tried out for The Outsiders, and that I love that story. And so when I saw that they were doing auditions for that, I was really excited. And I played one of the Socs. I had kind of a small part, but it was a lot of fun.
So it was based off the movie.
Yeah, and the book. There was a book too.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker, I'm ashamed that I've never seen the movie. I know all the actors in the movie, but yeah, it's one of those things where you hear so much of the story, you say, okay, I might as well not even watch it now. But yeah, a lot of actors in that movie.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise, Diane Lane,
all
those people.
So I was trying to figure out what character you would have played. 'Cause I thought it was just an guy.
It was, and that's what was hard because there really weren't a lot of girl parts in it. But I played similar to what Diane Lane played in that. I was like a preppy, like social or whatever.
I didn't know she was in that movie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Wow. I'll watch it now, definitely just for her. I love Diane.
Yeah, she's a good actress. Yeah.
She's very soulful. All right, my lady. Now, tell me what got you into this business. Why?
I grew up in the business. My dad was, from the time he was 13, he was a band leader, and he ended up as a TV director. And
in Carolinas or New York? Or?
No, in New York. Yeah, because we grew up in New York. And he met my mother. She had her own TV show.
Wow.
So they met on set.
All in, man.
I was all in, but I was not allowed to act. So from the time I was little, like I used to, pretend I was on a talk show.
Right.
So this works out well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, when I was little, and my father said, "No daughter of mine is going into this business."
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
He don't want some guy grabbing you and kissing you and all that kind of. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but he made me go into corporate, and there was just as much harassment in corporate.
Wow.
So I'm like, dude, I could have done what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all these years later, now I watched my kids. Same thing. Like Eric was saying when he was little, I watched one of my kids going, "Oh no."
Right.
And
so you don't want your kids going into it?
Oh, I do. I actually totally encouraged them. I even made the agreement. I said, you know what? I'm going to totally support anything you guys want to do. One's a musician and wants to start his own company. Anything you guys want to do.
Right.
With the actor, I gave him one condition.
Okay.
I said, do what my father did, which was very bright, especially as a young man. Learn everything. Learn screenwriting, learn crew, learn sound, learn everything. Because as an actor, you might not be employed every week.
Right.
But if you're part of the actual business and know the business like it's back of your hand,
That's
you will always,
great advice.
always do great.
Yeah. I talked to actors about that before. Yeah, coming in. Sometimes it's better to come in through the back door, like the crew, learning all the crew stuff, coming back, and then becoming an actor. It'll only make you a better actor anyway. Understanding light, camera angles, and all that stuff, it makes you better.
And it makes you appreciate all the work that goes behind the scenes, because he's predominantly an actor, but he has a new appreciation now that he's done some crew work and such for all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and it's a great step also to becoming a producer of your own, like Tom Cruise produces his own movies. Oh, that's a great way to start, just coming in through the back door, Yeah. Marlo, tell us a little bit about your reason for getting into this business.
I have a little bit different story from the rest of you all. I got into it very late in life, and now what I do share is the love of TV, obsession with TV and movies, and I get my love of movies from my mom. My mom, it's funny because during the Oscars or the Emmys, I think part of Sam I'm having a brain freeze now. Yes, his speech was I lived his speech. I think he said something about his dad came to school and they dismissed him, and he said, "It's your grandpa, you got to leave." And he thought his grandpa was sick, and he jumped in the car and he said, "What's wrong with grandpa?" And he said, "Nothing, we're going to the movies." My mom would do that. A mental health day for a movie day, because you're getting great grades in school, let's go to the movies today. And so I loved hearing him tell that. It was like gold to me. So I love movies. I've always loved movies, and my daughters have always loved movies and live theater and plays and things like that, music, concerts. So my kids were my two girls were the always putting on a show, always writing a play, always writing music, always performing, stranger, construction people, anybody that comes in the house. And they were the ones who modeled and acted at a young age. So I would take them on auditions and take them to things, and sometimes I would be asked to be an extra or to do something. So I got into it by way of them, but wonderful, because when you're in something, you get to get the bird's eye view of how the sausage is made. So as a movie lover and a movie buff, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm on set. Oh, this is how they do the lighting. This is how they do this and that. So love it, love it, love it. So that's my story. And yeah.
And it is an amazing world.
It is. And
if you don't know, you really don't know.
Yeah.
This is a really amazing business industry. Environment is so amazing.
And also, I have some experience as a stand-in, and that is some of the sweetest experience that I had too, because lighting, I have such a new perspective on lighting as a stand-in, especially as an African American. It is very hard to light us. And I was so enamored with the lighting crew and the meters and the measurement and them coming up to me and doing like this and trying to get things right, and then them building a camera track around me that they would do with the main character, and just doing all kinds of stuff for me to test it out for the leads. It was really, really cool, and you get to get close to the crew and the production staff in a way that just being an actor sometimes you don't, because you're in and out. So that's very cool too. I like that.
And like you're talking about the lights and stuff, the lights and the lighting is usually like 80% of your time on set is getting the lighting right. Especially when you're dealing with seasoned actors or veterans, people who know their lines. That's the easy part.
Yes.
Yeah, which is not easy, which I'm sure you guys know, but the lighting takes up a lot of time. Even if you guys are on point, it's still going to be, a little draggy because of the lighting and getting that perfected.
It's a lot of hurry up and let's wait.
So. A lot of that.
Yeah, so
like you mentioned that earlier. A lot of that.
So that part's a big education.
Definitely.
But cool, because I find it fascinating. Some people would be like,
I'm like, if you don't love it, you definitely will hate it.
And
this whole industry, if you don't love it, you will definitely hate it.
And just even the prop work or the prop mastering and the set design. That is I love set design. That's
really
cool
wow.
To watch.
Wow.
You get to see a lot of that.
Continuity, you have to have everything be the same.
That is a nightmare for editors. I do my own editing. It's a nightmare. Even as a director shooting, you're constantly thinking about the continuity and stuff,
I always notice that in movies, if there's a mistake.
Always, yes.
Yeah,
I'll show my wife. Did you see that? Did you see that? Help wind stuff back. Did you see that? Did you see that? It was there. Now it's gone. See that?
Wardrobing also, because actually one of the reasons I was cast in my first movie, Blood Doesn't Sign My Name, is because I had, and this was almost 10 years ago, and a lot of women didn't have natural hair, but I did, and my hair was a lot longer, so it was a big afro, and that movie took place in 1968. So I was one of the few people who had my real hair. It wasn't a fake fro, and it was so funny because I would see people after the movie, and it'd take up me and my girls a while to recognize them because they didn't have the big fake hair, and then they didn't recognize me because they're like, oh yeah, your hair was real. So, but yeah, that kind of stuff is like really cool.
Wow. That's pretty deep, man. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do some reading with the actors. And so don't change channels, please. Stay with us. You're watching the Jamie Strong Show. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Johnson. Learn more about your community by watching the Jamie Strong Show every second and fourth Saturday at 6 o'clock only on Access 21.
Welcome back to the program. You're watching the Jamie Strong Show. We're going to do a little bit of reading with the cast members, and we're going to do scene 3 of The Hidden. And we're going to start with these guys whenever you guys are ready. Take a moment if you need it, but then go into it.
This woman's dead. We have to call 911, Elma.
I know, Ruthie. Give me your cell phone. I left mine in the car.
Help me, please.
Ruthie, she's alive. She's alive. Can you hear me, ma'am? My name's Elma Bixby. We're going to help you.
Josh, she's alive.
I'm Elma Bixby. This is my husband, Josh. He's going to help you.
Please help me. My name is Caldonia Butler. I live at 1800
Louder.
Castle Street.
Damn it, Ruthie, call 911.
No, wait, Ruthie. Come here.
Joshua, we're not leaving this poor woman.
Just listen to me a minute. If the police come out here, they will give me the breathalyzer. And we all know I won't pass. And what do you think will happen? What do you think they're gonna do to me?
What are you suggesting we do, Einstein? We can't leave her like this.
No, not now. Miss America has already told her our names.
All right, look. How about we take her home with us? We take her home and fix her up while we sober up, and then we take her to the hospital in like 2 or 3 days or so. They could test this till the sun turns purple. They're not going to get anything then.
I may have only worked in the ER for like 6 months, but I know this woman's not going to make it through the night unless she gets some kind of an IV or proper medical care. I mean, she's lost a lot of blood. She's not going to make it till breakfast.
We have to call 911.
I'm with Ruthie.
How are you gonna live in this world without me, Elma?
Joshua, don't.
And I don't want to give the next part away, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop.
Okay, that was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. I like that. All right, you actually helped her. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but he kind of brought you up a little bit when he came in talking to you. Yeah, he brought you to that next level. Did you kind of?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I like that. I like that. But I want to make sure that we stay there from beginning to end. So
Good.
definitely, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were so quiet. I'm like, are we doing it quiet?
Right.
Because I was going to go loud.
And
Cool.
I'm sorry, I could have been louder, but I was trying to that
Right.
sweet spot
Whisper.
between
Yeah.
whispering
Right.
and being
yeah, we
loud
don't want
enough.
it whispering.
Yeah.
Right.
But
you can make it.
Right.
I know.
So,
But we don't
Yeah.
want the actual whisper. We want it.
yeah, yeah.
We want to make sure that we can pick it up clearly. Yeah.
Like more raspy.
Yeah, it can be more raspy than whisper, but yeah, definitely want to hear you there. Yeah. And I love the seizure thing because you kind of I like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. All right, everybody feel good about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody feel good? All right, let's try the next one.
Which one are we doing, 17?
17 next, or do you want
Let's do
to
something.
Okay.
These two guys. Or Mike, Sonya saying make sure you keep your mic right here.
I know, yeah.
What one are we doing after 17?
I'm not sure yet. I want to make sure.
23.
I think it's 23. Yeah, I think it's 23. I want to make sure I get you to that point though, in that get that emotion. I know it's kind of hard, but I want to make sure I get you to transform into that emotion because we won't really have that time when we do it on the set, So I want to kind of get that now. You feel me? I know it's hard. I know.
No,
work with me.
but I'm with Beth. Like when she was saying, we kind of prepare for each day.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I can
but
get there.
when I said table read, I never specified what we were going to read in the table read, though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Right. So
no.
always, so rule of thumb,
No.
always be prepared with the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're right. They say, always, be prepared for the whole thing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you feel me, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll do that. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare yourself for that one, and we'll just do these two guys.
You ready? Come on, bro. Put some muscle into it. I don't want to be here all night. Missing Grey's Anatomy. That's one with Eric Robertson. That is one good-looking white boy.
Well, you could help by taking.
I try this right here.
Yeah.
When you did that line, I noticed that you'll kind of go, him. Make sure you bring it up. Okay, she said make sure you bring it next time. Make sure that you don't rush through it, or you kind of rush through it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I know you did an audition, but just make sure you don't rush through it. Savor it.
Can I step out since I'm not in this?
If you need to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And just marinate that moment, all right? Don't rush through it.
Okay.
Marinate that. Make us follow you word for word. Nice ride. All right. Whenever you're ready.
I don't want to be here all night, man. I'm missing Grey's Anatomy. It's the one with Eric Robertson. That's one good-looking white boy.
Well, you could help by taking turns with me. I mean, give me a rest.
Dude, I did the driving. I've done my part. Lord knows you weren't doing the driving. Did you really see something at the house?
Yeah. It was in the closet.
Maybe your sugar's low. Did Elma check your blood sugar?
No, my blood sugar? There's nothing wrong with my freaking blood sugar!
All right, so what happens if we find her decaying body still there? I mean, I guess that would mean we do have a ghost in the house. Or that you guys are crazy, and if she isn't, she's the best stalker I've ever seen.
Look, I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. She touched me.
You know, yep. You just keep digging, all right? Whistle while you work, my legal brother. That's it.
Okay, that was great. No, nothing else. That was great. All right, let me get one with the married couple real quick. I think the most of the energy will be coming from you two guys, the energy, and I like that. I'm getting that now, and I like that.
Yeah.
Right, you guys have got a lot of energy characters. Yeah, I like that. So that's on point.
We did the right thing, honey. So, you're not going to talk to me? What was I supposed to do? I mean, what in God's name was I supposed to do?
Don't even mention God to me right now, Joshua Bigsby. I thought I knew who you were. I don't. The man that I saw tonight holding a shovel as if it were something designed in hell itself, that was not my husband.
I am your husband. And I was then too. But I'm asking you an honest question. What do you think I should have done?
I don't know. I didn't ask to be married to a murderer.
Everything will be fine, honey. You'll see. Okay.
That's my moment right there. That's the moment I'm talking about. Yes. What do you think about that, baby? That moment was nice, right? That was the perfect moment, man. That was perfect. What do you think? Yeah. I love that, man. That was nice. All right. Now, do we have one with your sisters talking one at each other?
In scene one,
Or is it scene one is the best?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into scene one, right?
Just tell me when.
Okay, it's rolling.
All right, and this is going to be, we're doing scene one of the hitting, and we'll let these guys go ahead and take over.
Jeez, just a little faster, Josh. I'm sure there's someone left on the road you haven't passed.
Yeah, babe, slow down. You're driving like Dale Jr., and this isn't NASCAR.
I'm not driving any differently than I always do. And I'm not even driving that fast. Jeez.
Oh, God, Dale Jr. is the best. He's definitely doable. I don't even like redheads.
Since when, Ruthie? You dated Ken Porter throughout middle school, and I'm pretty sure he was as red as they come.
He doesn't count. He was gay.
He was gay? I guess he wasn't that gay. He hit on me. He asked me to go have sex with him behind the bleachers, and I hit him with my backpack, and then I told Mrs. Little.
Why didn't you tell me, Elma? I would have clobbered that maggot.
Come on, you know you don't like violence. She's a hemophobic. She would die before she'd let one drop of blood get near her.
Oh, don't even say that word. Seriously. The thought of it even gives me the heebie-jeebies. Josh, you want to rest this? If I drink anymore, I'm going to completely pass out.
No, he's had enough. And besides, he's driving.
Yeah, sure, I'll knock it out for you. I can't waste good liquor.
Josh, you're driving. You can drink when you get home. You have more than enough booze there.
Oh, stop being a buzzkill, Elma. God, I drive better drunk than you do sober.
Driving better than Elma isn't even a small accomplishment. You drive like Aunt Lulu.
Aunt Lulu was the one that told me how to drive.
Yeah, Grandma taught me how to poop, but I don't poop like her.
Well, it'd be pretty hard to poop like somebody that's going to be dead 14 years this Saturday.
What? I thought you guys told me you guys' grandmother died before you were born in Baltimore.
Shut up, Josh.
Don't tell him to shut up.
Why not? You just did.
Well, he's my husband.
Well, he's my brother.
Brother-in-law, and I'm pretty sure that's just through paperwork and legalities.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, little sister, but he's only yours through paperwork and legalities, too. Didn't you get married at the county courthouse?
We have a union of the Lord. We have a 3-party relationship with the Holy Spirit.
I don't even want to tell you what my ears just heard. You guys are freaks in the middle of the week. Seriously.
You know...
Shit!
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. You scared me. That was right there.
I'm sure I blasted somebody out.
Right.
I'm like, that woke me right up.
I love, yeah, you convinced me on that one. Definitely convinced me on that one. Everybody feel good about that? One thing I want to say too, I noticed when you guys kind of left him and started going at it, you kind of rushed through it a little bit with your lines kind of back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, marinate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marinate that, yeah. That is,
Especially if I'm under the influence.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But just,
Of life and
make that, in a sense, I guess, make that a beautiful cinematic moment.
Okay.
I know it's kind of, natural, you want to just blah, 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 but yeah, just kind of keep in mind that you're on a screen and embrace that cinematic moment and kind of let it come slowly and let it come out gently kind of thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say it this way because it's the way I'm make love to it. Don't.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't throw it away. Just,
Right.
totally.
Yeah, this is not a quickie.
Yeah.
This is the real thing. And I want to treat it that way, right?
Not a quickie. Making love,
Right.
no
Okay.
quickies.
Treat it that
Got
way.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, let it come out naturally. Yeah. Would you guys want to try it again, or you?
I'm good. That's up to you.
Either way, I mean, I know we're
Give-
pressed for time, but
Right. Give me about quick 4 lines, without rushing through it. Almost like you're thinking about what you're going to say to your sister. All right.
Okay.
Not like you already have it already in your mind. Just kind of give it to you.
Okay.
Give me like
Start-
4 lines.
Don't
like
talk
4
to Josh
lines.
that way?
Right. We can
Yeah,
take it from
okay.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe like 4 lines.
Okay. Please don't talk to Josh that way.
Why not? You just did.
He's my husband. I have the right to call him anything I want.
Well, he's my brother.
Brother-in-law. He's only yours through paperwork and legalities.
Yeah, I hate to burst your little bubble, sis, but he's only yours through paperwork and legalities.
Okay. That was perfect. I love
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Right.
I noticed the way you paused, thought, and then spoke, and I love the way you used the kind of giggle as your purpose for pause. That was perfect.
Cool.
I love that. Yeah, that's a big difference. All right. Everybody feel good about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to start.
Scene 23.
So just,
Continued.
Ruthie's not, we're not going to do the part with Ruthie in it. We're
No.
going to start with just me.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And remember, Marlo, into it, but give me more inner spirit of Caledonia, not necessarily physical. It's not in the eyes or the face, but it's in the feeling that you feel. All right, so I want you to go there with those feelings.
I hope you burn in hell.
We got to work on that. Go ahead.
Please help me. My name is Caledonia Butler. I live at 1800 Castle Street.
We got to work on that too.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you, bitch.
That was good. Both of those were pretty damn good. That was good. All right. That was the last line?
Yeah, that's it.
We
All
should
right.
want to go again.
Yeah, let's try it again.
Okay. I hope you burn in hell.
Please help me. My name is Caledonia Butler.
Okay, now what I feel like you're doing, try to speak, forget about Caledonia, forget about the character. Look at her. Can you do something for me? You're pretty strong emotionally and mentally, right? You're pretty strong? Look at her, I want you to say something to her for me, right? Bend up and say, I fucking hate you, bitch.
I fucking hate you, bitch.
I don't buy it. Anybody buy it?
No.
Just give it to me. Give it to me.
I fucking hate you, bitch.
That's closer. Anybody think it's closer?
It's closer.
I felt that was close.
Can you give it to me again? I want you to.
I killed you.
I fucking hate you, bitch.
Closer. Anybody got any suggestions?
She just prosecuted one of your kids.
I fucking hate you, bitch.
There you go.
Always use the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can that triggers.
The mama like nothing. You're welcome.
Damn.
All right, let's do this
I need to
again.
put her in my
Yeah.
pocket. Give it to him, Beth. I fucking hate you,
Should
Beth.
develop an app.
That's how I want those lines delivered like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you try? Want to try it again?
Yeah.
You can go there.
Oh, so we're starting from,
Yeah.
okay. I hope you burn in hell.
Please help me. My name is Caledonia Butler, and I live at 1800 Castle Street.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you, bitch.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Now, is there any way possible we could do it again, a little bit more Caledonia voice? Do it what you just did.
Yeah.
A little bit, not too much Caledonia voice, just a little bit Caledonia voice. Same energy though. Sonya's back there laughing. She's like,
I know.
yeah. Try it again.
I hope you burn in hell.
Please help me, bitch. My name is Caledonia Butler, and I live at 1300 Castle Street.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you, bitch.
Oh yes. Damn, Marlo. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah.
I know I said 13 instead of 18, but I was
Right,
that's
right.
so I
But you
just
called her
went
a bitch too soon.
Yeah.
Yes, I know I did that too, but I
you okay.
went with it.
Right.
I knew it
There
was
you go.
so-
Go with it. Yeah.
so.
If it happened on set, let it roll, man. That was good. Everybody feel that? Everybody
Yeah.
got it? All right. I love the way you did that too. Yeah. You got that. So when you do that, I want I want that ghetto expression right there. What's that first line again?
I hope you burn it.
I hope you burn.
Sooner or later.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is the moment when the audience, we're with you. They're watching you, they feel your pain.
Don't you mistake them.
You're punk up now. So you're gonna punk up.
The ring like a mockingbird. Love your neighbor, and it'll be alright. Don't stop being the brother, 'cause everybody